Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're showcasing 10 things to remember before playing The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Although its release is almost upon us, there's still a lot we don't know about the upcoming sequel. But for this list, we'll be going over all the important information we do know. What are you most looking forward to about the next Zelda? Share your excitement in the comments.
Eliminate this kingdom and her allies. Leave no survivors!
Number 10. The Setup. To say Nintendo has kept tight-lipped about the story of Tears of the Kingdom would be a major understatement. However, a lot of small details make up the bigger picture. At the end of Breath of the Wild, Zelda and Link are victorious over Ganon. If you acquired all 13 of Link's forgotten memories, you'd earn a post-credits scene that showed Link and Zelda deciding to help Hyrule rebuild.
We'll make our way to Zora's domain. Divine Beast Varuta. Looks like it's stopped working. Let's investigate the situation.
The princess specifically mentions that Divine Beast Varuta isn't working properly. Unfortunately, they won't have much help given the kingdom's current state, and Zelda's abilities are diminished following her century-long fight against Ganon. Additionally, we know the duo will be investigating underground when Zelda takes a nasty fall, prompting Link to search for her. Luckily, he won't be alone.
But you are not alone.
Number 9. Dream Team.
ブレス・オブ・ザ・ワイルドでディレクターを担当した藤林秀麿です。
ブレス・オブ・ザ・ワイルドでプロデューサーをしました青沼英二です。
There are certain big names that most Zelda fans know. Creator Shigeru Miyamoto and producer Eiji Aonuma are a couple of them. Hidemaru Fujibayashi may not be one to the uninitiated, but he absolutely should be. He's been with the series for quite a long while, having directed several handheld installments. His first shot at directing a console entry came with 2011's Skyward Sword, though his work on Breath of the Wild obviously blew it out of the water. Fujibayashi is returning to helm Tears of the Kingdom, with more or less that same development team he had on the predecessor. In fact, Tears of the Kingdom was born out of the DLC ideas that were too grand to include.
やっぱりまたここからねユニークなものを入れていってまたどんどん変えていくってことをしていかなきゃいけないので、ただやっぱりこのブレスオブザワイルドで面白かったって思えるところはね消さないようにしてさらにまたユニークなものにしていくってことをこれから2人で頑張って考えていこうと思ってます。
Number 8. Old World, New Perspective. While Tears of the Kingdom won't be the first direct sequel within the series, it will be the first one with the same link and map as its predecessor. Therefore, Nintendo has promised some key differences to make it feel fresh. The most obvious way Hyrule will be different are the inclusion of floating islands in the sky. Along with lots of cave shots, they've been a big feature in promotional footage. Even Hyrule Castle will be heading skyward. Speaking of which, the trailers immediately brought Skyward Sword to mind, with many players assuming a connection. Nintendo hasn't stated their connection, though the latest trailer seems to tease demise. And there's probably a good reason the Wii game was remastered on Switch in 2021.
Do not look away. You witness a king's revival.
Number 7. Hylia's Purpose. Allow us to dip a toe into the pool of speculation for just a moment. While Nintendo hasn't explicitly stated the goddess Hylia will appear, it's pretty clear she'll play a role. The deity was introduced in Skyward Sword as the goddess in charge of defending the Triforce. It was also revealed there that Zelda is Hylia, constantly reborn in a mortal form. In Breath of the Wild, Link could make offerings to statues of Hylia to increase his health or stamina. Now, one of the most cryptic images in Tears of the Kingdom's promotional material is a carving of a giant being. In one shot, it's seen holding hands with someone who looks just like Zelda. Finally, in one trailer, we heard Zelda ask someone to lend their power to Link, and we think we know who.
Please, lend him your power.
Number 6. A more talkative foe. For as many things as Breath of the Wild got right, it unfortunately suffered from a lackluster villain. Ganon had already been a mindless monster in other games, so he barely made an impression here. It didn't help that he was barely in the game, or that his health was halved in the final fight if you completed the Divine Beasts. In fairness, exploration, discovery, and puzzle solving were more heavily focused on. Still, we were happy to see what appears to be the mummified remains of Ganondorf in the first teaser. We've also now heard his voice, which had everyone immediately pointing towards voice actor Matt Mercer, and gotten a proper look at him. We'll be happy to get a bad guy that actually plays the part.
You witness a king's revival and the birth of his new world.
Number 5. The Ancient Tribe. As soon as the first teaser for Tears of the Kingdom dropped, before we even knew its name, fans were theorizing about the Zonai. This ancient tribe is mentioned multiple times throughout Breath of the Wild, and they have ruins and an armor set linked to them. No one knows what happened to the Zonai, but it seems we'll find out soon enough. The reason fans began immediately speculating they'd play a part is because ruins from the teaser look very close to those we've already explored. Fans have also noticed those types of structures and carvings in later trailers as well. Needless to say, we can't know how important they'll be, but brushing up on your ancient Hylian history may not be a bad idea. Number 4. Vehicles. Each Zelda brings something unique and exciting to the series' gameplay. Although Breath of the Wild surprised us with the Master Cycle Zero, we were still completely shocked when the latest trailer showed off Link's handy new ability. We saw shots of him riding a cart, a hot air balloon, and some kind of hovercraft. We now know this ability will be called Ultra Hand. Players will be able to find various parts around the world and magically weld them together. We'll be able to craft whatever vehicles our imagination can concoct, as long as the parts are nearby. Players will no doubt appreciate the new traversal options, but we hate to think what this means for Hyrule's horse stable business.
So, try crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure.
Number 3. New equipment and abilities. Link's abilities seem to be completely tied to his new arm. While building vehicles is the most visually interesting new feature we've seen, it's far from the only one. Other abilities include Recall, which allows Link to rewind an object's movement, and will be one of several ways to reach the floating islands. Ascend will let him move through solid material and save a whole lot of time climbing. Finally, while weapons still break, Fuse will increase their durability and damage by combining them with other materials. It can even be used on arrows and shields for different effects. Speaking of weapons, we've caught glimpses of some neat additions like an arm-mounted flamethrower and a giant two-handed launcher-type weapon. Who knows what else we have in store? Number 2. Amiibo. Although the amiibo fad isn't as hot as it once was, that hasn't stopped Nintendo from making more. Releasing alongside Tears of the Kingdom is a brand new Link figurine for $15.99. Scanning it into the game will give you weapons, materials, and new fabric for your paraglider. Nintendo has released many Zelda-themed amiibo over the years. Just like in Breath of the Wild, scanning them in here will grant you some helpful items. But each one also gets you a different paraglider design based on the game they're from. Personally, I need to track down a Majora's Mask Link amiibo immediately. But Nintendo has kept quiet on what specific materials and weapons each one gets you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Release information. Despite a fairly long wait, Tears of the Kingdom will be released worldwide on May 12th, 2023. Its predecessor was one of the biggest games Nintendo has ever released, taking up 14.4 gigabytes of the Switch's memory. The studio is going bigger on the sequel, which reportedly has a file size of 18.2 gigabytes, making it the largest Switch game in terms of memory space. That immense size comes with the caveat that Tears will be Nintendo's first game with a $70 price tag, though this type of pricing will be on a case-by-case basis. Retailer pre-orders will get you different bonuses depending on where you live, like Walmart's wall scroll and GameStop's wooden plaque. Nintendo is also releasing a collector's edition for $129.99, which comes with a steelbook case, a set of 4 pins, a poster, and an art book. But good luck picking up one of those if you haven't pre-ordered it already.
Link, you are our final hope.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.